Hello, welcome back to Voice of Mzansi. Today's update is making waves in the business and job markets. March and March, a civic activist group, has vowed to raid farms that are hiring undocumented foreign nationals over South African citizens. Stick around until the end so you can hear exactly where this story comes from and check it for yourself. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss news that matters to real South Africans. This week, March and March announced a bold new campaign targeting companies believed to be placing foreign nationals in jobs that locals are ready and willing to fill. Their leaders stated clearly, they will begin unannounced visits to workplaces, confronting employers about illegal hires and demanding that priority be given to South African citizens. According to eyewitnesses, during an initial raid at a small manufacturing farm outside Pretoria yesterday, several foreign workers were found on site when questions were raised about their permit status. Company management reportedly attempted to justify their hiring by citing skills shortages or temporary work needs, but March and March members responded firmly, if South Africans were available, employers must hire them fast. They demanded to see work permits, but also questioned why local applicants were overlooked. Onlookers shared that the atmosphere was tense, as some foreign nationals looked anxious while employers appeared defensive. Supporters of the campaign say this is exactly the kind of action South Africa needs. They argue that unemployment is a serious crisis and our citizens shouldn't be sidelined while firms save on wage costs by hiring undocumented workers. They call the move a wake-up call for businesses to respect national labor laws and prioritize their fellow South Africans. Critics, however, warn March and March is walking a fine line. They fear these raids may verge into vigilantism if not coordinated with law enforcement and home affairs. In the eyes of legal experts, unless they have official authority, such citizen-led operations could infringe on people's rights, or even violate labor and immigration regulations on due process. Others suggest they may worsen race relations or incite xenophobia if not handled with respect and caution. The economic perspective adds complexity. Some firms contend they must sometimes look beyond borders to fill urgent skill gaps, especially in technical roles. They argue the solution lies in better government policies like targeted training and streamlined permit systems, not in street-level confrontations. March and March say they have thought this through. They promise transparency, a clear code of conduct, and clean lists of available South African workers who can legally fill positions. They also say they will alert Home Affairs and Department of Employment and Labor before each raid, pledging cooperation rather than chaos. During yesterday's visit, they presented their proposed checklist, employment records, permit paperwork, evidence of local hiring efforts, and details of wages paid. When employers couldn't provide the documentation, March and March publicly posted those details in community forums and called for formal investigations. Unions and community groups are watching closely. Some are encouraging the approach, hoping it sparks real change. Others are concerned it could damage South Africa's global reputation if handled poorly, especially if companies lose trust or international investors grow wary. Through it all, March and March insist their goal is not to sow division, but to right an imbalance. They emphasize it's about jobs for citizens, and about accountability. They believe if their campaign leads to more South Africans employed in legal, well-paid work, it's a success. All images used in this video were for illustration purposes only. Our information comes from eyewitness reports, statements from March and March, employer responses, and commentary from legal and economic experts. We encourage you to check these sources for yourself. What do you think? Do you support citizen-led raids to enforce hiring laws, or should this stay in the hands of law enforcement and regulators? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this report compelling, please like, share, and subscribe to Voice of Mzansi for more grounded and balanced coverage. And to leave you with a grin, here's a joke: why did March and March bring a ladder to the workplace? Because they wanted to help local jobs climb to the top. See you next time.